Hey, how's it going? This is Chris with BJJ Strength Coach. With this workout, I really want to focus on building reflexive strength. So a lot of the things that we're going to be doing, mixing in with the workout, is the resets from Original Strength System. That's the gym that I work at in North Carolina's Original Strength Institute, which is owned by the people who also own and go around the world teaching seminars for Original Strength. Okay, and Original Strength is based on building reflexive strength. So reflexive strength is how I like to call like effortless strength. So you're not like thinking about being strong, you just are strong. So your body's just very, very tied together. You can look at it too like as your core, say instead of being like a wiffle ball would be not having reflexive strength, being like a baseball would be like having reflexive strength, okay? So in the first part, the reset that you're gonna be doing, mixing with the workout, is called a cross crawl. And basically all a cross crawl is touching your opposite arm to your arm to your opposite knee. So either your left hand or your right hand to your left knee, or forearm to left knee, or elbow to the knee. It all depends on where you are because you do need to make contact. So when you do a cross crawl, if this is as far as you can go without touching, then you want to go to the forearm. If you can't touch the forearm, then you want to do your hand. So it all is going to depend on where you're at, but you definitely want to make that touch. So the first part of the workout, you're going to be doing step-ups on a box. You can do it on a box, a chair, whatever you want. You can use a kettlebell too if you want to hold it. You just would do it in the opposite of where you would be doing the cross crawl. All right, and then you're going to be doing some push-ups. 5 push-ups, but I want the push-ups to be nice and slow. You're going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and you're just going to keep on going through all this until the timer's up. So again, a block doesn't have to be this high. It could just be like a weight bench or something like that too. I do want you to keep the same leg up on the box though the whole time, and then switch after you do your reps. So I'll start with my right leg on the box, which means I'm going to do a cross crawl with my left leg and my right arm. So as I drive up, I'm going to touch. Okay, so I'm here, I drive and I touch. Come back nice and easy, drive up, touch, come back nice and easy. All right, so I'm going to do 5 on each leg. I don't know what that is, we'll say that's 5. And then I'm going to switch and then do 5 more on the other leg. From the front, will look like this. So driving up off this leg, I'm not trying to push off the back leg, I'm trying to drive up. So I lean my weight up there, try to drive through the heel on this leg, and then come up and touch, and come back down. Okay, then 5 nice slow push-ups. So it's as slow as you can go. Okay, so don't just try to crank through them, try to be nice and controlled. If you can only go slow going down, that's fine, and if you have to go a little bit quicker going up, that's fine. You're definitely better off going slow on the way down than on the way up. Okay, so I'll give you a couple examples. And you also want to keep on moving though. Don't like stop. So going slow is not stopping. So here. Make sure my elbows are in, and then slow back up. Okay, so remember, only go as slow as you can go. There's one example of how you can go slow down and up. Then the other one would be going slow down and then kind of powering up. So, nice and easy down, nice and slow. Always moving though. I'm not going like this and then stopping and then lowering and then stopping. No kinks, nice and smooth. Make sure you breathe. And then drive up. Okay, I would definitely watch my video that I do on just different tips and cues for push-ups to make sure that you're engaging your lats and setting your shoulders in and stabilizing your shoulders while you do them. Might give you some different little tips and cues on how to have a nice stronger push-up, and also how to make sure that you don't hurt your shoulders while you're doing that. Now after you do your 5, then back to the box and doing 5 more. Now if you want to do it with the kettlebell, okay, and then if you want to do it with the kettlebell, you can either hold it in the rack position. If you have in your left arm, then your right leg is up on the box. That's when you come up. You want to make that touch. Or you can just have it suitcase. Drive up, touch, lower yourself. So that's just the option if you want to do it with a kettlebell. Now, I know that you can also, you can do like a double rack. step up, but I really want you to do that cross crawl, okay? It's important because you're working a contralateral movement, and that's really what is going to build that reflexive strength. You're connecting your opposite shoulder and hip together and really tying in the X, okay? So your muscles run as an X from shoulder to opposite hip. The stronger that gets, the stronger your core will be, the better reflexive strength that you have. 5 minutes for that, and then you'll move on. Okay, next part of the workout you're going to do, again, set a timer for 5 minutes. The reset that you're going to do is rocking, okay? So on your hands and knees, just rocking forward and back. This is when you were a baby. This is one of the ways that you strengthen up your shoulders and then also get yourself good posture, okay? So you want to try to make sure that you keep good posture throughout the movement. You can also tell if you're able to if you have the range of motion to be able to get into a nice deep squat, because that's what you're going to pair this up with. You're going to do 20 rocks, and then you're going to grab some kettlebells if you have more dumbbells, and do some squats. So just position yourself as if you were going to start to baby crawl, and then just rock forward and back. Only go as far over your wrist as, if you're in pain when you go forward over your wrist, getting your shoulders over your wrist, then back off so you're not in pain. But you want to try to go as far forward past your wrist as you can, as far as your shoulders going past your wrist. And you want to just come back as far as you can too, like without pushing yourself back. You can do this with your toes curled under or flat. But the thing is, I like to do it with my toes curled under, one, because that's how I like to sit if I'm in someone's guard. So I'm already in that position, I'm comfortable here. And the other one is I want to, it'll give you a good idea of how deep the range of motion you can do in a squat. So when you're rocking, and you can't get your butt down to your calves, then chances are you're not going to be able to get into a deep squat regardless, okay? Because this here is basically me being in a squat, all right? So if you can't get there, if you can only get to here, then that's where your squat's going to be. You're not going to be really deep. You'll be maybe at 90, but you won't be really, really deep, okay? So that's another thing that's really nice for doing the rocks too, and pairing them up with squats, is because you're kind of greasing that groove of then going and doing a heavy kettlebell or dumbbell rack squat, okay? So you'll be here, you'll do 20, keeping your head and chest up too, all right? So you don't want to be like this. Another thing you don't want to do is you want to keep that posture. You want to keep that natural curve in your spine. So you don't want to, when you come back, you don't want to like round your back. Okay, if you feel that you're rounding your back, then only go far back as you can. Now, you just lost your reflexive strength there. So you only want to go back as far as you feel that you can maintain good posture. So if I'm come back to here, and then all of a sudden I feel myself start to round, then I only go this far. Come as far forward as I can, and then only go to here. Okay? Another one is if you feel your butt, if you know what a butt wink is, if I go down, and then my butt starts to kind of go under instead of staying back and curls under, then same thing, only go far back as you go before you start that butt wink. All right, 20 of those, then you're gonna grab some kettlebells, again, or some dumbbells if you don't have kettlebells, bring them in the rack position, and then do 10 squats. Bring it back down, come back on the ground, do 20 more rocks, and then 10 more squats, okay? You're gonna do that for a total of 5 minutes, just going back and forth. Rest if needed. You're doing 10 reps for 5 minutes, maybe more medium range as far as the weight. You don't have to go super heavy, but you also do want to, challenge yourself. The last one you're going to do, you're going to pair either pull-ups. If you have access to pull-ups, I'd rather you do pull-ups. Okay, and then it's called an elevated cross crawl. So it's a cross crawl, but you're going to be in a push-up position. So we did cross crawls like this with the step-ups. Then you're going to do cross crawls, plank, in a push-up position, and I'll show you what I mean there. Now, I'm gonna just show you how to do them the way I would like to see them done. If you only have kettlebells or dumbbells, but if you have kettlebells and you have 2 of them especially. To do the rows, what I want you to do is make sure you hinge at your hips, come down, grab the kettlebells. Now, keep both hands on the kettlebells the whole time, keeping your back nice and flat, and again, hinging at the hips.
Then I want you to alternate rows, but don't lift the other one up until you bring the other one back all the way down to the ground, and keep your hands on the kettlebells the whole time. So you'll be like that, okay? Now, depending on the weight, either go from 5 to 10 reps. If you're doing pull-ups, just do 5 reps. I don't care if you can do 20 pull-ups. I only want you to do 5 reps because you're going to be doing this for 5 minutes. I'd rather you if you're really good at pull-ups, I'd rather you be able to consistently do 5 reps for 5 straight minutes than do 20 reps the first 2 sets and then you just totally crap out and you can barely get 1 for the rest of the time, okay? So then you got like 3 minutes where you're maybe getting 3 more pull-ups in. So just stick to 5 pull-ups. If you do this and the 5 pull-ups and you still had a lot of gas in the tank, then next time you do it, then maybe add try to go to 8 pull-ups or something like that. But for now, I just want it to be 5 pull-ups. Now with the rows, if you have to do rows, it's all going to depend on your weight. If you have heavy enough weight, then just do 5 reps each arm. If you have more of a medium weight for you, then maybe do 10 reps each arm. Now if you only have 1, then what I want you to do is I'll show you sideways, still hinge, put your forearm on your other leg, like right above your knee, and then just do 1 set with 1 arm, and then switch and do 1 with the other arm. I don't want you to be here. I want your forearm to be on your leg. The reason being is because a lot of times when I see people, when they eat, or if they just try to stand and do it, make sure that, or I should say, if I see people do it this way, they start off doing it right and they stay hinged and their back stays flat, but then after they start to tire, next thing you know, they're up and they're starting to do this. I want you to stay hinged and flat back, so that's why you have to, if you use your forearm, you're down a little bit lower, and it's really hard to come up like this, and it just doesn't feel right. On the same note, that's why if you have the double kettlebells, that's why I want you to grab the kettlebells the whole time. Because if you start to pull up, this other kettlebell is going to come off the ground and you're going to know it, okay? So from the side with the double kettlebells, hinging, flat back, grabbing, making sure that when I pull the kettlebells up, they're coming in a straight line up. I don't want to start with them out here and come this way, or pick them up and have them swinging, because when I pick it up from out here, I'm going to build stress on my lower back that I don't want to do, okay? So I want to make sure they're right below my arms, right below my shoulders, so everything's lined up nice. So when I pull up, they're just coming up in a straight line. Okay, so again, I won't go over all the reps, but so I already talked to them about them. Next thing you're gonna pair that with is that cross crawl in a push-up position. Now this one, if you feel that it's a little bit easy for you, then slow it down and I guarantee it'll get hard. So push-up position, then you're gonna touch opposite knee and hand. Okay, the slower you go, the harder it is. So you don't want to don't just do this. This is easy. That's just a mountain climber. I would have you do mountain climbers if I wanted you to do it like that, okay? So here, touch. Nice and controlled. Try not to rotate. All right, try not to let your hips rotate. I mean, it's gonna happen a few of them, but really try to concentrate. So you don't try not to let that happen. All right, try to stay nice and strong, no rotation in the hips. You're gonna do 5 on each side. Nice and controlled, nice and slow. Then go back to either your pull-ups or your rows. And again, you're gonna repeat between the rows or pull-ups and then the elevated cross crawls for 5 minutes. Then when you're done with this, then I want you to go back to the beginning and do the whole thing again. Okay, so starting with the step-ups all the way through. So I want you to do 2 rounds. If you are still got some gas in the tank, then you can even do 1 more round, all right? So anywhere between 2 or 3 rounds. All right, I hope you really enjoy these videos. If you do, please consider maybe donating on my Patreon page. Even $1 will help because it'll help me buy memory cards to put this stuff on, things like that. Some software I can do better editing or something. I just appreciate it. You don't have to, obviously, or else I would have put these up for free. I just really want to help out the BJJ community. I've been doing it for a while. I want you guys to be able to do jiu-jitsu and be healthy while you do it for as long as you possibly can, because that reflexive strength is really what I feel
will help with reducing the risk of injury and also just help open up your game. You know, it'll help with any dysfunctions that you may have that may limit your movement. It should open everything up. And so the saying that I go with this is, if you can unlock your body, then you'll unlock your jiu-jitsu.